What's up, everybody? Paul here from Pigskin's Paisanos, just going over your week one matchups of your start and sits for week one. We're going to go over the Colts at the Chargers. This game is really fascinating because of the recent retirement of Andrew Luck, completely changing the fantasy outlook on every Colts player out there. I mean, Andrew Luck killed it last season. He was so good, and I had high hopes for him. T.Y. Hilton, Eric Ebron, Jack Doyle, Marlon Mack. I had high hopes for this Colts offense, and now with Brissett in there, you have to dial it down. And so because of that, we're going to go into the starts and sits right now. And so I'm going to start with the Colts. Jacoby Brissett. So Brissett is a decent quarterback. He's not bad. But the thing is that to me, he's a QB2. He's not someone that you start in a QB1 league, especially right now, and especially against the Chargers defense. So I would definitely only start Jacoby Brissett in a QB2 league, but even then, I'm leaning more towards the sit with him. So if you're in a QB1 league, I would sit Jacoby Brissett. I would only consider starting him in a QB2 league. You're starting Eric Ebron and T.Y. Hilton. No matter what happens, we know that quarterbacks like Brissett, they will target the number one wideout and a tight end. And Eric Ebron is a stud tight end. We saw that last season. He is the better tight end out of him and Jack Doyle. And so because of that, I'm starting Eric Ebron and T.Y. Hilton. Unfortunately, Andrew Luck is not there anymore. So T.Y. Hilton will maybe never perform as a wide receiver one like we used to see with him. But as a wide receiver two, I do like Hilton. In this game, because it's the Chargers, they might just really focus on him. And so, you might not get, like a huge game out of him, but he's definitely startable. And you're also, as far as your sits, you're sitting Jack Doyle. As I mentioned, out of the two tight ends, Eric Ebron and Jack Doyle. Jack Doyle, to me, is just the less sexier pick. The guy that gets most of the red zone targets is Eric Ebron. So I'm sitting Jack Doyle until I see Brissett really trust Doyle to that level. I'm going to sit Doyle. Nyheim Hines, Garrett G-Man mentioned to me offset how the Colts are definitely going to be behind in almost every game this year. They're one of the worst teams in football, in my opinion. So Hines is going to get his share of work, of pass catch downs and all that. So he could do something this game, but again, you're facing the Chargers. You're on a bad team. You have Jacoby Brissett under center. So I'm sitting Nyheim Hines until I see that him and Brissett have some kind of chemistry that I can trust as a flex option. So I'm sitting him. For the Chargers, you are starting Phillip Rivers. The dude has been just a gunslinger his whole career. He is a consistent QB1. And so you are starting him. Keenan Allen, even though Keenan Allen has not performed the way that we've seen him perform at, last season, you're still starting him. So start him with confidence. Mike Williams, definitely a guy that you can look at to have a big year, a breakout year. So Mike Williams, I'm definitely starting as well. Hunter Henry, welcome back, Hunter Henry, after being hurt all last season. He's back, and Hunter Henry, like Evan Ingram, I think could finish in the top 5 for tight ends this year if he just stays healthy and continues to develop that chemistry with Rivers. You're also starting the Chargers defense. Jacoby Brissett's under center. The Colts look like a mess. Who knows what's going to happen with that team, but you are starting the Chargers defense, and you are also going to sit. I would sit Justin Jackson and Austin Eckler. I was very conflicted about this because, again, like We know Melvin Gordon's out, Justin Jackson's in there, Austin Eckler. It's going to be a timeshare. I just want to see what happens in week one. I want to see how they have this thing play out. So because of that, I'm going to sit them. Desperation flex, guys, if you really want. And if you do a desperation flex, I would lean towards Eckler, even though I like Justin Jackson, though, in the long run. Justin Jackson is definitely a guy you draft and stash because if the Melvin Gordon thing doesn't work out, and Jackson to me is more of that 3-down back, Eckler to me is more of a passing catch back. So, definitely more of guys that you just draft and stash. But as of right now, I am sitting Justin Jackson, Austin Eckler, and I am starting Phillip Rivers, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Hunter Henry, and that Chargers defense. And going back to the Colts, I am starting Jacoby Brissett only in a QB2 league, not a QB1 league. I am sitting him for that. I'm starting Eric Ebron and T.Y. Hilton. I am sitting Jack Doyle, Naheem Hines, and anyone else that I did not mention is definitely going to sit on the Colts because they're not going to be good this year. So that is the Pigskin Paisanos signing off.